Have you ever felt like you were watching life instead of fully standing inside it, like conversations moved too fast, like other people seemed louder, quicker, more certain? And somewhere along the way, you became the quiet one, not because you had nothing to say, but because your mind was always busy noticing, busy thinking, busy feeling. Maybe people assumed you were shy or awkward or distant, but what if silence was never your weakness? What if being the quiet kid quietly rewired your brain in ways most people never realize? Today, we're not talking about confidence tricks or personality fixes. We're exploring the hidden psychological gifts that often follow you for life when you grew up learning to observe before speaking. Problem deep dive: being the quiet kid often starts early. Classrooms where louder voices were rewarded, family spaces where speaking up felt risky, friend groups where interruption was normal, so your brain adapted. Instead of competing for attention, it turned inward. You listened more, you watched expressions, tone shifts, small emotional changes others ignored. Psychologists call this high observational processing. When social environments feel unpredictable, the brain shifts into monitoring mode. It scans for safety. Who is upset? Who is judging? Who is safe? Over time, this becomes automatic. You don't just hear words, you notice pauses, micro-reactions, unspoken tension. And while others learn to react quickly, you learn to understand deeply. But there's a cost. You may struggle to interrupt conversations. You replay moments afterward. You sometimes feel invisible in groups, and slowly, a quiet fear grows. Maybe something is wrong with me. But here's what psychology shows again and again: silence is often adaptation, not deficiency. Personality research suggests introverted or reflective children develop stronger internal processing networks. Your brain wasn't avoiding life. It was learning a different way to survive it, like roots growing underground instead of branches reaching upward. Invisible growth still counts, and sometimes it becomes stronger. Imagine your brain as a control room filled with screens. Most people focus on one or two large monitors, fast reactions, quick decisions, immediate speech. But the quiet kid? Your control room slowly added more screens. Neuroscience links reflective behavior to stronger activity in the default mode network, the system responsible for self-awareness and internal storytelling. This network activates when you imagine outcomes, replay conversations, or understand emotions. It's why you think deeply about meaning, why you notice patterns, why random moments stay with you longer. Your brain learned prediction. If I understand people, I stay safe. Like a chess player studying the board before moving a single piece. The world looked faster, so your mind became deeper. Practical framework: the 5 gifts. These gifts don't appear loudly, but they shape your entire adult life. Gift 1: emotional radar. Because you observed more than you spoke, your brain became skilled at reading subtle emotional signals. Behavioral psychology shows repeated attention strengthens neural pathways. You learned empathy through exposure. You often sense tension before others notice it. Not magic, practice. Gift 2: independent thinking. When attention wasn't external, it turned internal. You learned to entertain yourself with ideas. Research shows solitude strengthens creative association networks. This is why quiet people often develop original perspectives. You didn't borrow identity from the crowd, you built one slowly. Gift 3: deep focus. Less social noise means fewer dopamine interruptions. Your brain tolerates long attention spans. This becomes powerful in careers requiring mastery: writers, designers, analysts, anyone who builds instead of performs. Gift 4: emotional resilience. Here's the paradox: spending time alone teaches emotional regulation. You practiced calming yourself before you even knew what that meant. Psychologists call this self-soothing development. You survived boredom, loneliness, awkwardness, and discovered you could handle discomfort without constant distraction. Gift 5: authentic connection. You don't need many people, because your brain values depth over stimulation. When connection happens, it feels real, and neuroscience shows meaningful bonds activate stronger reward responses than casual interaction. You waited longer, but felt more. Imagine 2 kinds of rivers. One rushes loudly across the surface. Fast, visible, impressive, the other moves underground, slow, silent, but powerful enough to shape entire landscapes over time. Being the quiet kid often means becoming the underground river. Growth happens where nobody claps, skills develop where nobody notices, and years later, people wonder how you became so thoughtful. So calm, so perceptive, they never saw the years your brain spent learning quietly. Maybe silence was never emptiness. Maybe it was preparation, a mind learning patience, a heart learning observation. A person learning how to understand before reacting. And if you were the quiet kid, you didn't fall behind. You simply took a different path toward becoming yourself. Thank you for watching. Take your time with these thoughts and wait for the next video.